We're starting. I think we're live. Hey, gang. Welcome to the September already roundtable. We're short a few at the moment. People will join us midstream. Midstream? Can I say that?
You can say that.
Okay. And all right. Is that me playing the replay?
What, you got an echo?
There we go. There we go. Yeah, I had an echo.
Okay. I was getting a robo.
It was me. I was like, what the heck's going on here? Yeah, so I want to say welcome to Mr. BHB, who I believe is Bruce.
Hello,
I never actually asked for photo ID when I saw him in person. We have from the greater Chicago area, Mr. R2R3 Lockingnut, recovered from his birthday.
I have half of that
Recovered.
right here.
Nice. And from Glen Cove, New York, Mr. David Nesdall himself.
Hello.
Ooh,
There you go.
you go.
Because we can, folks. Awesome. Yeah, so it's the Sunday Roundtable. It's the first Sunday of the month. We'll probably go a couple hours here. We're hoping to have Richie jump in at some point. And JJ reported in. He's in Arizona. He has terrible Wi-Fi, but he's definitely going to try to join us. So who do we got in the chat there, R2?
Cutting out, buddy.
Scroll up, brother.
Who do we have in the chat?
Let's see. Let's start from the top over here. Who do we have? Let's see. Everyday Cat. R2R3. I don't know who that guy is. Absolute Mayhem. Mr.
Greetings.
BHB. I think that's that guy, Bruce.
I don't know.
Soda Pop.
Hey, Soda Pop.
Jason Wade.
Greetings.
Absolute Mayhem. I think I already said that.
Salutations.
Jason Wade. What else we got here? Going down. Guitar Girl. Hello.
Greetings. Hello.
Old Man Dan.
Old man Dan.
Dave R.
Dave R. from Oregon.
Frank Corcoran.
Frank.
Todd Flowers.
All right.
Thomas Santiago. No Nightbot here,
Greetings.
buddy. Don't worry.
Oh,
John
and by the way,
Parsons.
I am the Nightbot.
Mark O's Images. And
Hey, buddy.
so far, that's what we have.
John
Welcome,
Parson,
everybody.
David Ennis, Jeff Ripplinger. Good to see you. Wow, we already got 22 people watching. Awesome. So if you guys have any questions from the chat to the panel, please ask away. If you got a new piece of gear you're on a hunt for, let us know. We're always curious about that stuff. We have a little bit of stuff to show off ourselves. And I'm getting messages here. Oh, that is sweet. I'm not going to read that one on air. That's all I'm saying on that. So I went to a guitar show yesterday, a vintage guitar show, and I got to touch a 56 Strat.
Ooh.
Nice. Two-tone
Yeah.
sunburst?
Yes, two-tone sunburst. Definitely looked the part, well played. Surprising how much finish was still on it. Literally, like Bruce had messaged me, he goes, "Hey, did you play it?" I said, "No." He wasn't letting people play it. But
Yeah.
while making eye contact with him, I literally just touched the upper horn. And I said, "Now I can say I touched a Strat like that." And he just smiled. And,
Hey,
So how much was that? $45,000?
42.
42 Canadian. So that'd be about
42
35.
today. Wow.
That's not terrible.
No.
For that guitar. For that
Terrible
guitar.
out of my reach, but yeah, you're right. Not terrible.
And it looked like he had the original case sitting down behind it too.
Mhm.
And I swear that's like some of that stuff. Well, you know, Dave, like a vintage guitar case can command very high dollar just because so many of them wore out and fell apart back in the day.
Yeah. I mean, a case like that is around $2,500.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, that's impressive.
I mean, I have a 70s chainsaw Gibson case, and you would think that who cares? But
Right.
that case was $350.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we got British Blues joining us. Fender Guru, good to see you, buddy.
Andrew.
Dry Heat 480.
Fender Guru's in the house too, yeah.
Right.
GTV, Guitar TV. He's got some cool stuff going on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great seeing all these guys in the chat.
We even saw a highly sought-after acoustic, an Epiphone J model, which I know a lot of guys like to record with back in the day.
What year was that?
I did not check it. It was old, though. It looked at least a good 40, 50 years old, I'd say, anyways.
I did notice there was a lot of Epiphones on the little tour you gave. I noticed that.
Yeah, that one hollow body with that had the mini humbucker in the neck, the tone and volume control mounted on the pick guard with the staggered tailpiece. That thing, I was looking at that hard. He was only asking 400 Canadian for it and was willing to trade for vinyl. And I have quite a bit of vinyl, and I was like, ooh. But
yeah,
I don't know if I could really, I don't think I could gig with that guitar.
I like that Dean. You showed that Dean, man.
Oh, yeah. That Deane was beautiful with the, like a tribal inlay up the entire fretboard. Yeah, it was like Deane. It reminded me of Deane's shredder idea of the Tree of Life, right? Because it was essentially a tribal print. Yeah. Kind of followed the same way.
Mm-hmm.
That was gorgeous.
John Parson, my friend here, is Snickers. This is my little Chihuahua. I have a Chihuahua and I have a big black lab.
JJ just reported in. Yeah, he can't even open YouTube to watch this where he's at. He says, give a big rock on to everyone in the chat and the hangout. So JJ says, rock on. Hey, Romeo Delight. Good to see you, brother. It's been a little while. Terry's
Nice.
GG&G.
sorry you couldn't make it, JJ. Hopefully on the replay you'll see this.
Oh, he'll catch the replay. That's what he was doing when he got back from Cabo, just binge watching. Hey, we got Dan Sullivan in.
Romeo Delight's in. Hey.
Yeah. Awesome.
There you are. Good to see you, Dan.
Get a better connection,
Dan.
let me know. Boom. All right. So, yeah, I'm trying to think some of the other stuff at that show. Yeah, there's the double cut Les Paul Jr., I think that was, and the Sunburst. That was nice. What else? Some nice older stuff, some newer stuff, which you get, right? Some cheap stuff, some expensive stuff. The 1989 Paul Reed Smith was quite the eye catcher.
Ooh.
Played and loved. You know, built before they had the factory, right?
Do they do that every year?
That's still a hand-built one, up till about 94, I believe.
Right. And the surprising thing was the amount of gear that was there. Like, it wasn't a high volume as, like, if you watch the video, it's only, what, like 7 minutes long, and I covered just about every guitar in the place. But for a town of under 2,000 people, where they could use the curling rink for this little guitar show each year, it was really cool to see.
Mm-hmm.
Dry Heat, yes, it's a holiday tomorrow, but I have to work.
Same here.
Hey, Iron Bassist. Yes, but tomorrow's the only day you work, isn't it, R2?
Yes, and I'm off for another week. Woo!
I only work holidays, folks.
It was a good deal I picked up. I'll take it. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah. Exactly.
Good to see you, Romeo Delight. Good to see you, buddy.
I did pick up a couple of pedals.
What'd you get?
I picked up a very old DOD AB pedal. Why not? And the steel, if I can say that, the Memphis Distortion. Which, of course, I need to replace one of the knobs. And the guy has here, they put in the power port, so it doesn't have to run off battery. So it has been modded. It says use any Boss adapter. And I was going to ask you, Dave, do you know the Boss adapter, is it a reverse to a normal adapter as far as the positive and negative?
I don't understand what you're saying.
Well, it says on it, use any Boss adapter, and I was having a problem getting it fired up. So I don't know if I end up with a dud pedal or what's going on.
You might have a bad power supply.
Possibly. So
You try.
yeah,
It should be DC. It should be DC 9-volt.
okay. Yeah, Dave R just said Boss is center negative.
Yeah.
Which I think that's actually backwards. No, because I got Boss pedals on my board and I don't have a problem.
Ben, you said that was modded. Does it still take a battery?
That's what I'm checking right now. I'm literally taking the bottom off it as we speak.
I bet you it does. I bet you it does.
Well, yeah, it makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, like Dave, are you familiar with Memphis pedals at all?
Nope.
Okay.
No, those pedals. Those pedals they're all the same. They really are.
Yeah. Yeah, they built them for a couple of years in the 70s out of Japan. There's 5 in the set.
Mm-hmm.
And I now have the distortion and I have the mini flanger as well.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yes, we still have a battery clip. So there we go, folks. For those that can see that. So maybe I'll just dump a battery in it, try it out, see what happens. But yeah, I only found one of these on Reverb, and I paid 25% of what they were asking for the one on Reverb.
Nice.
So,
how's it sound?
Yeah, nice.
I guess
There are some pedals that don't take batteries.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The Friedman pedals don't take batteries.
No. Well, all my micro pedals, they're too small to take a battery.
Yeah, small ones, the mini ones, yeah.
You know, I came downstairs to try it before we were doing the hangout, but I plugged in that Tone City Bad Horse that I got from Guitar Hack. And next thing I know, 45 minutes had passed. And I was like, oops, I got to set up the hangout and start sending invites and such. One spot makes a 9-volt adapter that connects to the negative center to work, having to use the battery. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I have one of those because I got a one spot around here somewhere.
Yeah, one spot's the same as a Boss 9-volt.
And Jason Wade says, speaking of pedals, contest. Yes. We're giving away an MXR Super Badass Distortion, courtesy of Scott Nickerson. To enter to win, all you have to do is share any video on this channel, including the one we're on right now, on Twitter or Facebook. Tag me, D-Ben Coombs, in the post, and you get entered, and we will be drawing that this coming Thursday on the big show.
Right on. Thank you,
Old
Scott.
Man Dan said I had a big MXR flanger that ran off a regular wall socket 120 volt way back when. I saw one of those at the guitar show. A guy was selling one of those MXR flangers. But the cord needed to be replaced, and he was asking, I think, 200 Canadian for it, which isn't a bad price, but I don't have 200 bucks to waste on a flanger I'm not going to use.
That's the best one, though. The downfall to that, because I've owned several of those, is they're noisy. They have a hiss in them that's some of them are worse than others, but when you get a good one, that's really a great pedal.
Nice. No, you're not late, Soda Pop. We got a question here. John Parson asks, what does the panel think about the new Seymour Duncan Foos pedal? Bruce, do you have any thoughts on the new Foos pedal?
I have not gotten around to watching the review on it yet. Somebody's doing a review. Somebody I'm subscribed to. I haven't made it to
it dropped last Monday or Tuesday because Steve from Boston, Henning, Gearman Dude, and Sweetwater all dropped their videos within a couple hours of each other.
I haven't even heard it yet. What does it do?
So you got a fuzz, obviously, but then you also have an envelope filter, a low-pass filter, and some other filters that are all adjustable as well. So it's kind of like, they were saying it's almost like a lot of stuff for a synthesizer back in the day, but with a fuzz unit as well.
That's interesting.
Yeah. R2, have you checked it out at all?
No, I haven't checked. I mean, I've seen the videos, but I'm not a fuzz guy too much. I don't know. I can't make the fuzz pedal sound good.
I'm not really into fuzz myself, but it was cool when you get into all those, you know, the filters and stuff like, you know, then you're taking it into a whole different realm of like shoegazing kind of stuff, which is the polar opposite of what you post on videos are too, with your sweep picking and your tapping and overall wailing.
All good times, brother.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Mitch Heyman.
Hey, Mitch.
Good to see you, bro.
Right, he had the MXR distortion with the 110 plug. Nice. It's got a lot of wild possibilities. Yeah, yeah. So, does, have any of you guys had any new gear come along lately?
New gear.
Bruce?
I have not had any new gear yet.
Yes.
How about that,
Yeah.
that pedal?
What's that?
What about that foot switch?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I really didn't think about it. It belongs to my Marshall amp, you know, so that I could switch channels without having to get up and walk over to the amp or sit on the floor in front of the amp. That's always fun, right?
Without having to push it with your fingers?
Yeah. You're right.
Nice. How about you, R2? Anything new or circling around? Thinking about?
Nothing, man. Right now, I'm trying to be a good boy.
Okay. I was expecting the rant. Yeah. I was expecting the random answer after you post that video on your rack unit, and you're like, well, and this is missing because I sold this. I've been hitting local pawn shops looking for surplus rack gear to throw in there.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm done with rack gear, man. I went through that phase big time. Hard.
No doubt.
See.
We got Zach in the house here. We got Adam EVH. Jimmy T's joined us.
Hey, guys.
Hey, Adam.
Good to see all you.
Good to see you,
Quentin
Jimmy
James.
T.
Sneaking in under the radar. Nice, nice.
That's for Sylvester.
Soda Pop asks, where's Night Balls? Wrong channel. Night Balls, though. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's what your sister's been calling it, too, Ben. Night Balls.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. That was a show within a show the other night, Dave. I swear. That was a show within the show.
That was fun. That was a fun show the other night.
Oh.
I loved it too because I always I'll stay in the chat for a couple of minutes after the show ends just in case someone says farewell or something. And I swear, there was 2 or 3 farewells and then nothing. And then I just said, okay, have a good night, folks. And it was about 5 seconds. And then the bot has joined the Johnny Bean face. It had to have the last word. It's like, no way. Yeah, we're not letting Ben have the last word.
Yeah, he had that thing on man, I think he had a bunch of night bots going on because every 20 seconds.
But then it tailed off as the show went on. Yeah, yeah. Hey, we got Loogie Flux. Great name. Yeah.
Very
Loogie
fun.
Flux. Love it. Love it.
So I'm going to be looking at one of those John Mayer Silver Sky guitars sometime this week as well.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Suma over at Greenwich Music has one in stock.
Right.
In Connecticut. And me and Dennis are gonna go up there and take a ride, and I think one of us is gonna buy it. I'm not sure.
I was gonna say, if not one, then the other.
Yeah, because he's looking for it as well.
Up, Dave.
What's that?
Keep bringing that guitar up. It might be you coming home with it.
Well, I mean, I just bought 3 Strats in the last month and a half.
And beautiful Strats.
Thank you. If I come home with another guitar, my Nez balls are going to be in a sling.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what color?
I think Dennis wants. I think Dennis wants it too. So I'm gonna. If he wants it, I'm gonna give him first dibs.
Yeah.
Sure.
How's he doing?
Good. Good. his girlfriend Desiree, and I went to Richie Canada's house today for bagels. We brought bagels, and him and his wife made coffee, and it was great sitting by the pool for a few hours and just relaxing, talking shop.
Definitely hard to find good bagels in Ohio, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you can. It's in the water.
Yeah. Yes. The water and the altitude.
Yeah.
We got Dave Byron joining us. Awesome. Hey, Dave. We got Guitar Hack. Great show earlier today, Guitar Hack.
Yeah.
And I have at least boxed.
Welcome.
The Deputy Marshal has been boxed up. We'll be putting it in the mail on Tuesday for you.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we did a trade.
Nice.
So, yeah, actually, I believe it was during your Tuesday show, Dave.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, what are you getting?
He sent me a Tone City Bad Horse.
Oh, cool.
So, like, Tone City's Klon, and I'm a huge Klon-style pedal fan.
Yeah.
And this is, this is like a plexi, in a pedal. And he was digging the tones when I was playing it live, it was a week or two ago. And then he's like, well, if you're interested in the Tone City, and you can't get Tone City around here, and I kind of like to try out pedals, but I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll do the trade with you, because like I'm friends with the guys at Outlaw, so it's not like I can't get another one. So
cool.
Why not?
Yeah. Absolute Mayhem. That Silver Sky guitar is $22.99. Well, actually, that's the street price. So I was told I can get it for a better price than that, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I totally get it, Loogie Flux. I totally get it. We had a question, what our thoughts were on the new EVH/MXR chorus pedal. A buy or a pass? I would say if you're looking to get that sound, a definite buy. I've seen a few reviews on it now, and whenever someone plays like a Van Halen type run, it's that sound, that's for sure.
Well, it's like that 1982 Diver Down sound.
Yeah.
And I think it's a really usable sound, even for clean. It doesn't have a rate button, a rate knob on it. So, I mean, you can't make the sound go faster or warble, really.
Right.
But me personally, when I hear chorus, I like it to be watery and glassy. So I think that would be a great buy. That's a great sounding chorus for what it does.
I saw one review, and one guy was mentioning, because it has like a width adjustment, that because the rate is so slow, that when you dial in some of the width, it's a lot like I can't remember who made the pedal a few years ago. Everybody was using it, like the BBE expander, like an always on, just makes your overall tone sound better. And the guy was saying he had been playing with it on, forgot it was even there, but as soon as he turned it off, he's like, why is my tone all of a sudden narrower and nasally? So I thought that was a rather interesting way to put it. And so even if you're not looking for it as necessarily a chorus pedal, you may want it on as an always on, just to fill it, make your sound a little bit bigger sounding.
Yeah.
Yeah, say Adam EVH says the pedal gets you close, but not as close to the Eventide. I think the Eventide is more of the detune sound. That balance kind of sound, or the, what I'm talking about, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely.
Eventide's a wonderful pedal.
Loogie Flux says, Dave, do you have a favorite EVH guitar? Love your wisdom and expertise on EVH gear. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate that. Do I have a favorite EVH guitar? I mean, I love all of my guitars. Everyone, if you close your eyes, they all play and feel, if not the same, they play so similarly that if you didn't see which one you were playing, you wouldn't know which one you were playing. So I could pick up any one of them, and the Kramers, that is. I mean, you could tell the difference between the Wolfgangs and the Kramers and all that stuff. But as far as my homemade Kramers that I make, they all feel pretty exact. And my setups are pretty exact on all my guitars. I like them. I like every guitar exactly set up the same way. So you know, I could do a gig on any one of my guitars and it wouldn't suck. So, I think my favorite one, just because I like visually looking at it, is one of my 5150s. I have two 5150s. I have one that looks like the 1988 version, the Relicking in 1988, and I have one that's modern day with seven tuning pegs on it. And the 7 tuning peg one, I love the way it looks, you know, and I love the way it plays. But the one from 1988, that's pretty much how I envisioned the 5150 guitar, and pretty much how everyone sees it. Anywhere between that Live Without a Net to about 1988. That much relicking. So that's my favorite guitar because that's how I see that guitar always. And when I think of the 5150 guitar, that's how I think of it.
Nice. I saw JJ Collins was just jumping in briefly, wanted to say hi. Going to catch the replay. Good to see you, JJ. And saw Caesar All Guitar is here. Welcome. Good to see you.
So to didn't want to sound like I was trying to cut you off, Dave. I just got excited. I was maybe if you use different string gauges, do you still set up the same way, or do you set up for the same feel, or is it set up just set up?
Hey, set up, man.
I keep the setups pretty much the same regardless of what string gauge I'm using, because as long as your neck is totally straight and your fretwork is impeccable, you can put any string on a guitar and have it at 1/32 of an inch and have it not buzz out. But I like a super straight neck, no relief at all, and very low action. To the point where if it buzzes acoustically, I'm fine with that. If it comes through an amp, if you don't hear the buzzing through the amp, then it's fine.
Okay.
I don't mind a little bit of buzz, when you strum acoustically, because they're strats. They're all strats. Strats buzz. They just do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bruce, I think you're going to be okay, Bruce, because the guitars you have, I think the only time you have to worry about is when you have floating bridges.
Not strat flute, but it's fine. I don't have issues with it at all. I would think out of all my guitars, for some reason, my Made in Mexican 2002 Strat has the least problems. Like if I ever have to worry about anything, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the neck's nice and straight.
Knock on wood, yes.
Good.
Yeah, I love it.
Wazopdoc says, great show, guys. Listening while intonating my latest. Oh, cool. Wonder what you put together. Iron Bassist says his favorite guitars is BC Rich Warlock NJ series. I had a bass player who used to play Warlock NJ series basses. They were a custom head.
Mm-hmm.
It was a heavy tone. Active pickups.
Active pickups, yeah. I was just going to say active pickups, BC Rich.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I was in a wedding band for 25 years. And before we were a wedding band, we were like just, your normal bar rock band, but, a little high school band. And the bass player was 14 at the time. And I remember going to get his NJ Series Warlock with him, the local music store.
Mm-hmm.
He saw it hanging up, and he had to have it. It was like a pearl white color. And man, was that thing cool. When you're 15, those are like the coolest instruments on the planet, because the funkier looking they are, the cooler they are.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, you know, as you get older, or in my experience, as I got older, I like, you know, I guess I got more boring because I like Strats and Tellys and Les Pauls. But but I remember getting that bass, and it was the coolest thing because it sounded great. It was so flashy. You know, we loved it. We all loved it. It was like one of the coolest things to talk about in the band. And then we started a wedding band. And of course, you couldn't play a devil's instrument in a wedding band.
Yeah.
Yeah, not so much.
I hear you, Dave, because that's when I started playing with my band, I was playing a Fender Stratocaster.
Yeah.
I was going up on stage. We're a heavy metal band. We're going up there, and I had people make fun of me, literally just going like, "Nice Stratocaster," and I wound up buying the '91 USA Jackson Rhodes, the pointy guitars, the metal guitars. I went through that phase. Now I'm going for the going back to the classics. I went back and bought that that USA Fender Special.
Yeah.
Sonic Blue. I'm going back to that old school style. Maybe it is, like you said, age.
Here's another fun fact. That wedding band was an Italian band. We did a lot of Italian music. So we would do a lot of Italian weddings. And I played a lot of different guitars, including a lot of vintage Strats. And, you know, with a lot of vintage Strats, they're beat up, like super beat. Right. Some of them are super beat up. And this one Strat that I had, it was a 1960, an original 1960, all original, beautiful guitar. I loved it. But it was really like missing a lot of paint. And everyone would say, "What, you can't afford a new guitar? Come here, here's a couple dollars, kid. Go get yourself a new guitar." And I'm thinking to myself, I could buy a house with this guitar, dude. They just don't get it.
Yeah, like that. But don't Strats look the best? That's my opinion. I think Stratocasters look the best relict for some.
They're the best sports cars of guitars, I think.
I mean, I show a picture of a custom shop Stratocaster to my wife that cost like $8,000, and I was drooling over it. I was like, "Look at this thing, man! It had that paisley paint job, and then it looked like
the color on top of it,
the blue pearl on top of it, worn out." And I go, "Look at this thing," and she's like, $7,000? Are you nuts? And I'm like, I'm not gonna buy it. I'm just saying, these things just look great. I mean, Gibsons look cool, relict, but I think Strats look the best relic, man.
Yeah.
Loogie Flex asked if I'm still digging my Kramer. Yes, very much. We actually did the install yesterday of the Sean Silas volume pod is now installed. And today I did one little addition to make it a little more Canadian. That's right. We now have a toque on the headstock.
Yeah, look at
just
that
like
mod.
the channel logo.
Come on, man. It's not even cold yet.
Had to do it, you know. When Richie came up with the logo for the channel, I was like, immediately, I was like, I got to find some toques that'll fit on headstocks. So.
Toques, that's awesome.
Woolen ski caps to people in other parts of the world, but in Canada, we refer to it as a toque, especially if it has a pom-pom.
Loogie Flex asked if I ever played an EVH in the wedding band. Yes, I did. I played a striped guitar for a few weddings. I played Music Man EVH, you know, the Ernie Balls. I've played PV Wolfgangs. I've used everything. I've used everything.
You know, I don't see Cheddar here, but you guys see that custom shot Stratocaster Cheddar posted?
I did.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
I think that was the guitar. That was his 40th birthday present to himself.
Jeez, phenomenal.
Yeah. John Parsons says, "Love that mod, Ben." Yeah, it was one of my easier mods. But
Landon, hello, Lando 27 Music.
Hey, Landon. Good evening from the world's capital. Or at least Canada's capital.
The world's capital. Nice.
That Super Beetle was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got one of those, Dave, those new Beetle, the Vox little mini stack, the Super Beetle mini stack. Yeah, Landon just picked up one of those.
Oh,
man,
cool.
It sounds as cool as it looks.
Oh, my goodness. That's a nice investment, man. That's cool.
It's a 25 watt, not 15 too, you know, so.
Yeah. Guitar Girl says she needs to go to Michigan to get her hands on, I assume, Cheddar Strat.
Yeah, she wants it, I guess.
You know, she likes Strats. She's a huge Strat fan. So.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I was thinking about it when you said 25 watts, Ben. Look what happened to Guitar Hack. He said he went to his gig and they told him to turn down. I mean, he has that all-tube Marshall up there. I think it's a 50 watt, and I think he had that.
Yeah, the Origin.
Yeah, he couldn't turn it up. I mean,
and he couldn't turn down anymore.
He couldn't
He's
turn
already
down
on minimum volume,
Yeah.
and they're like, "You're too loud."
Mm-hmm.
That's when you start taking, like, if your drummer has like gig bags for his drums, you know, throw a few in front of the guitar cab and try to just dull it as much as you can, I guess.
See, that was a big surprise to me when it came to when I was playing with my band early on. It was popular to have 2 preamps with solid state power amps.
Yeah, would you have like the Moss valve?
No, I had the Crown Power Bass 2.
Okay.
Crown made an amplifier, and it was, man, I think it was like 600 watts.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to go, wow, man, 600 watts of power, yes. And then I went to 100 watts of power, and what?
In a tube amp. Yeah.
The tube amp and solid state amp, big difference.
Way different.
Yeah.
Huge.
Stacks you differently.
Yeah. So all you people out there wanting to buy a 100 or 120 watt PV head, careful.
Yeah.
That's
and
power.
we got 9 Fathoms joining us. Well, yeah, it's like I get a kick out of people like, you know, well, what do you run for power on stage, right? And I'd say, oh, you know, combined about 6,000 watts. And they're like, what? How is that possible? And it's like, well, we use a 3,000 watt solid state power amp for the mains. We got another 2,500 watt for the monitors. You know, and Richie and I are each pushing about 50 watts. Larry's got about 100 watts through his bass amp, or maybe a couple hundred watts, you know, stuff. But yeah, it's all the PA because it's all solid state, and you got to go super high. Okay, my sister has to head out for a bit. See you, sis. Thanks.
Hey, Amanda. Bye, Amanda.
Later, Amanda.
9 Fathoms. Hey, what's going on?
So that Super Beetle has the new tube technology in it. He was surprised at how well it sounded.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, who was talking about that? That was on Tone Talk. When they had Analog Man on, he was saying, like, with the new tube, they asked him a bit about it, and he said they really react well when you put 18 volts to them instead of 9, I guess. They do something. You know, maybe it's not exactly the same as a vacuum tube, but...
Ibanez did something like that, right? They did a new tube screamer with the...
Yep, with the new tube
in it. With a preamp tube in it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Which reminds me of that guitar Ben just showed.
Irvin.
Which guitar, Bruce?
Yeah, that guitar Ben just showed off on at Arden's. It had a tube in it, didn't it?
Oh, with the 12AX7 in it. That was a Takamine with a...
Takamine, yeah.
Yeah, with
they've been doing that since like the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd never seen one up close before, so Tim pulls this thing off the rack and he hands it to me, and I was like, wow, this got some heft to it, because it wasn't a big acoustic guitar. And then he's like, yeah, look inside, and you just see the end of that 12AX7 poking out, and I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. So, yeah, my friend Mike Holder down in North Carolina, he has I think a Taylor that has one of those setups in it. You get what they call it exactly, but yeah, it sounds nice. What was that, Bruce?
I was just asking if you got to plug that thing in.
No, we just play unplugged when we play for like a bunch of the Wounded Warriors and stuff like that. I think last time we played, I didn't realize that they were all standing behind me because there's like 3 people behind Mike. I didn't think anything of it. And then I hear all this clapping when we finish the song. I look and there's like 40 people behind us watching.
Wow.
It's like, yeah, it's like I was here to jam. I didn't know we were playing a gig. You know?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing up there?
Oh, they're having a good one.
I don't know if you guys can hear that. My 2 boys up there are wrestling.
I heard a little bit of it. Discord?
Bruce, when you WhatsApp me, that's what I hear. Ding! I always think of the Discord.
Oh, that's what you have for your phone. Mine sounds like popping a bottle cap off a beer or something.
There you go. Yeah, that's a Samsung. Dave, are you in that? Are you in the Discord?
Yeah, I am.
You are? Yeah, I know. Absolute Mayhem, Wayne. What's going on, brother? I know he's harassing me to come on there.
I haven't been in yet.
I haven't gone on it in quite a while, but I did post a lot of things in it, a lot of pictures and stuff.
Yeah, I'm just afraid what's going to happen when Johnny lets loose and makes it public.
I don't think that's ever going to happen.
All right, good.
Lando says, R2, don't worry about it. He's like, I have 3. Sounds tame there. So there you go. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, and everyone should check out Lando27's channel. He's got a bunch of great content on there. Some funny stuff. He does some gear reviews, some fantasy-style prediction, you know, like what's in his brain, and I'm going to make a video of it. Then, of course, we have the various YouTube shout-outs that he does.
That's the best, the shout-outs. Because I don't know if you guys remember of like Clutch Cargo, where you can just see the cartoon and just the mouth move.
Right.
Good stuff, Landon.
Yeah. So definitely check out his stuff. Really cool stuff.
Guitar Hack says he still hasn't figured out the Discord, how it works.
I have to reinstall mine, so before I
Bruce, did you get one of those things yet, man?
No, but I'm about to because it's a.
I think everybody. Mine's on order right now, so
Very contagious.
It's one of the coolest things, and I got to thank Jay Hannon for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so childish.
Yeah, it's so perfect.
It's great though.
It really is. There should be more sounds on it than there are.
Hey Ben, did you get my message with when Rob Johnson was on with his "I pity the fool"?
Yeah,
I like that. Was funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw a few of them on Amazon, and it was funny because I was ordering some guitar parts, and it's like, well, you need to spend a bit more money to qualify for free shipping. I'm like, Sound Machine ordered now.
Dave Byron, Clutch Cargo rocked. Yeah, man, that was a cool cartoon, if you want to call it a cartoon.
Nice. Soda Pop doesn't know what Discord. Oop.
Oh, yours is out of tune.
Yeah.
That's the Canadian version.
Yeah. It's in metric.
Yeah.
My favorite one.
It's off by 2 cents.
I have a couple favorite sounds on here, but my absolute favorite sound on here is this.
Yeah.
Why? So you see the look on Johnny's face every time you hit it?
Oh, he always goes, no, you can't do that. Here, Ben, you need one of these for your...
Is that a super snark?
A super snark.
I've never seen one before.
Yes, super snark.
What's the difference between that one and a regular snark? Super.
It plays Van Halen.
Everyone hold up their snark.
Everyone's got their snark.
Wait, I feel like the kid that's left out. I only have a reverb.
Oh,
I don't have a snark.
Reverb?
I got a rock.
Yeah, I got a
I got a rack for Christmas. Yeah, you know what? I just realized it just ran out of batteries. I'm trying to click the button. The Super Snark has the what do you call it? It has a metronome.
Guitar Hack says it slices and dices.
Oh.
Mine has a metronome that pulses. It doesn't make any noise though.
Yeah, this one, it's weird. It does that, and you can kind of hear a little.
Yeah, I don't get the noise. I just get the visual, so I don't use it.
Gives you electrical jolts every time you play.
Lando's talking about his telly build. Yeah, you put together a nice little telly there.
Mm-hmm.
Fat 50, 7.25-inch neck, Texas Special on the bridge. Nice.
Nice. And telly girl. Guitar girl with the telly. Let me tell you, man. Wow.
She's got the True Oil up going on it now.
That's going to look phenomenal when it's all finished.
Let's see here.
Yeah, Ben, where's you? You should be showing off your tellies. They should be right behind you.
Oh, well, yeah, okay. Well, there's one here. I don't even know where my 67 is. I should know that. Over there in the case. Okay. I took the 67 to practice a couple times recently.
Uh-huh.
Just because, see if these photos will load.
Excuse me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back.
Sure. Looking for it. Here we go. So, Guitar Girl Dave is doing a Telecaster, but in tribute to Rory Gallagher.
Okay, so it's going to be all beat up, Sunburst beat up?
No, she decided to go with, let's see if this will show up here. Come on.
Not yet.
Bring it back, maybe.
Not yet.
Artistic approach.
You know what I'm going to do? Turn down the brightness a bit, see if that helps. Turn down the brightness. Okay, now if I come in close and then back up, it may come back. There we go. So she's doing the body to look like distressed denim because he always wore denim. She did the wood burn, obviously, into the wood there. She's doing the pick guard is going to actually look like his Strat, a distressed wood pick guard.
Wow.
With a bit of burst.
So she
did a burst on the neck. Oh, yeah.
That's cool.
She cut out his signature. The R from his signature is what the headstock shape is, and a flannel guitar strap. And as she said, lots of bits on my channel of it. She's been literally, like, every step of the way, she's been chronicling with it. You know, like a 1 or 2 minute video, little updates here and there. And yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a different take on you know, someone's thing. You know, like instead of going for like the same look, it's like things that have to do with Rory instead of like what his guitar looks like. That's cool.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of that is the wood burning of him with holding his guitar. I love that.
Yeah, it turned out beautiful.
Yeah.
Very talented lady. That's for sure. And then we're discussing pickups for it today. So she was sending me some pictures on the updates on it and stuff like that. So
what pickups are going in it?
Right now, she may be getting just a stock set of Telecaster pickups, but probably she'll end up with one of my signature sets of pickups in it. So we shall see.
Very cool.
I think I have some. I might have some cheap Tele pickups around here that I was going to send to her, anyways. Because you know, it's one of those kit builds, and we know the electronics aren't very good in those things. So
yeah, sure. That's cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
As she just said in the chat, I need some Ben Coombs signatures. Well, there you go. Hopefully once we get those sussed out. R2, do I see a headstock of a 12-string?
Yes. Here we are.
Innovation.
Is that a standard balladeer?
This is, let's see. This Ovation is the Ovation Ultra Series.
Oh, okay, cool.
Here, I'll present you here. Here we go. Oh, yes.
It's got the little pearl knobs on there. Yeah, I popped the string. I haven't played this thing in so long. I was trying to tune it, and now it's an 11 string. But yeah, this
Broke a
is
G string, eh?
Yeah. The story behind this thing here is this is my you know, you guys obviously know that I number my guitars. There's no number on this one, but this would be considered 2.5. This is the first guitar I ever bought with my own money, with my first job.
Mm.
My mom bought me, obviously, my first one. My brother bought me one, the number 2 guitar, the Fender one, the 89 made in Japan Fender Strat, as a gift. This one I bought with my first job, first money. I paid $100 for this thing.
Wow.
Wow. Nice.
$100 even, no tax. What wound up happening is my buddy knew the store owner. That's what the guitar looks like right there.
Nice.
And I'm sure you guys heard the expression, fell off the truck.
Oh, yeah.
But
especially in Chicago.
This one literally did fall off the truck. If you guys can see that right there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
See the cracks? It's not in the wood. It's just on the lacquer.
So it's surface cracks. It's not okay.
So when the guitar was in the box and it fell down like this, it cracked. The lacquer right on the guitar right there on the top. So the guitar went from, I don't know how much these things. This was 1989. I bought this guitar, and the guy was cool enough to sell it to me for $100.
Yeah, that's
it's not electric. I know there's ones that obviously the Ovations are known for having the preamp and the electric built in, but yeah.
my first Ovation guitar didn't have electric in it either.
An interesting fact about these things, the back of these things, did you guys know that this material that they use here is the same material they use for the blades of a helicopter?
Yep.
Wow. There's a fun fact for everybody.
Very cool.
Guitar hack. Does it shred?
Only when you bounce it off a street.
Yeah. That's true.
No, my friend. No shredding in that thing.
12 string. You don't shred on a 12 string.
I can spot all the Canadians in the chat because they're all talking about Tone Emporium pickups out of Ottawa. Gentleman out of Ottawa that sells quite affordable pickups, so I'm spotting all the Canadians as such. Quite funny. Any other questions in the chat tonight, folks? Just curious.
Thank you, Dave. And Sullivan.
Let's see. We're a Telecaster.
I've got a question for everyone in the panel.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Any guitars or gear, I'll even say gear, that you have sold that you wish you had back?
Definitely my 72 Les Paul.
Wow.
Yeah. Mine would be my number 4, and I mentioned this before. My number 4 guitar, an Ibanez J Custom that I had. It was the S series, that real thin,
sure,
saber style.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I sold that one. And now Ibanez has been making a big boom. Every time I see an Ibanez right now, I think about that guitar. But oh well, it's gone. Still have other guitars to play. But yeah, that's the one.
How about you, Bruce?
I've only gotten rid of one piece of gear that I've ever owned, probably, as far as trading it away, and that was a Boss Distortion, old school 90s. And you know, I don't really miss it that much. So, you know, I mean, I haven't bought that much gear to be, you know, in the position you guys are in. So I kind of like to hang on to things. So
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah, yeah.
Keep it, man. Yeah. That's why my wife won't let me. She won't let me sell anything. She doesn't want to hear me cry about it anymore.
No doubt. How about you, Dave?
Lots.
Lots.
Yeah, I could imagine.
There are lots of things.
There's lots that I've seen Dave had on the videos where I would go, "You sold that one?"
I'll give you my top 5. That 1960 Strat that I told you about is gone. I had a 1955 gold top Les Paul that I wish I had.
Ben's favorite.
I had. If you
almost had beer come out of my nose.
If you look, if you get a chance to see the live right here right now vinyl sleeve Van Halen, but in the middle is a picture of all 4 members of Van Halen, and Eddie's holding a gold top Music Man.
Yes.
With a black headstock. I owned that guitar.
Wow.
Not one like it. I owned that one.
You owned the guitar, yes.
That one. I wish I had that back.
Yeah, man.
PV Wolfgang and White that Eddie Van Halen autographed for me. Wish I had that back.
Oh, you shouldn't have let that go.
The amounts of money I was offered for these guitars, I was dumb. I was dumb if I would have kept them at the time.
Bruce would give you his candy apple red one for that one.
Well, yeah, sure, who wouldn't? Yeah,
would.
It was just there's a lot. Oh my God, there's so many things. So many things I wish I had back.
Well, you got to
Then
do it.
again, I wouldn't have room for everything in this house. In this house, it's just
Yes. Right. I mean, you still have what you have. Still is off the charts, incredible. So, you know, like you're down, really. You know what I mean? So that's a plus.
I had was that a 62 or a 63 Fender 212 cab with the original Jensens in it in blonde. I regret getting rid of that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Definitely. So I have to ask though, the gold Music Man, how did you end up, like, was that just used for a photo shoot, like they borrowed it from a store and then?
I'll tell you the story. So I saw that guitar in the cover and I said, oh man, I'd love to own something like that. So I go to my local Sam Ash music store, and at the time my someone who had become one of my best friends, who I had still known, was working there, and I go to him and I said, can you order me one of these? And he said, yeah, I think I can. Let's call. So they called Ernie Ball. They got Sterling on the phone. He got Sterling on the phone and said, I have a customer here that would like a gold top Eddie Van Halen Music Man. You have any available? And he says, no, they're not out yet. And, you know, he says, oh, wait a second. Hey, hang on a second. Hey, do we still have that guitar in the back over there? And someone said, you know, yeah, we have it. Ask him if he wants the one in the photo shoot. And, of course, I wanted the one in the photo shoot. So I took the one in the photo shoot.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
I think that's something people don't realize with the music industry is the fact that still to this day, you can actually pick up a phone and you'd be surprised who's on the other end.
Yeah.
It's not that big an industry like what people think. It's one of the things I love about the music industry. Still very grassroots. You know, we have corporate entities, but at the end of the day, there's still a lot of guys just making stuff, producing product, what have you. So I think, yeah, now was Sterling, 2 of his sons, I believe, they're involved with the business now.
Mm-hmm.
And he's starting the slow changeover because apparently he loves to barbecue and enter barbecue competitions. So
yeah. Rob Chapman did a video with Sterling not too long ago. Actually, a little while ago. But that was the main thing that he was talking about. Sterling likes to do the barbecue style hand rubbed barbecue. You know. That sounds good.
Well, thank you. Lando just said he shared out the stream onto his Facebook page. Hopefully, more people tune in. Well, thank you very much, Lando.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Shout out to Dave Byron, and Deb.
Yeah, Deb just had a birthday, actually.
Yes.
Happy
birthday, Deb.
Happy birthday, Deb.
We got
David birthdays
Stafford in here. Yes. Good to see you, David. So here we go. Here's the 71. It was off camera. Haven't been playing it a whole lot lately, but I still dig it and love it.
Lando,
Yes. Super light. I really got to weigh this thing. And I just realized, so much for Richie jumping in. He said, oh, it'll just be a few minutes.
Yeah.
That was an hour ago.
And JJ
Hey, Sean Zimmerman.
The bad Wi-Fi, huh?
Yeah, we're all good.
And a Nicole channel. Welcome.
Yeah. Oh, Lando said he has he's got this same shirt here. See that? Yeah.
Telecaster. Ben, let me see that guitar again. What color is that? It looks a little different.
It's a blonde, but it's faded more than it's actually gone dark.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Just for whatever reason, this one, it faded to a lighter color than a darker color for whatever reason.
It looked pearl for a moment.
You can see the wood grain through the finish. I will say it's a very thin finish, which leads me to think that it is probably an ash body just because of the different color, the color variant in the wood grain itself. Very pronounced when you see it in person.
Nice.
I'll get more information when I bring it down to Dave's place. So.
Nice.
You bringing that with you here?
Yeah, I was going to bring this one and the 67 to show you.
Okay, when are you coming?
When I can. We'll figure something out. Someday.
I thought we had a conversation. I just forgot.
He's knocking at your door right now.
I was going to say, Desiree's not going to like this very much because I didn't discuss it with her yet.
That would be.
Hey, Matthew.
He brings vintage.
Glad I was able to stream. Glad you could make it. Mark Dillon. Good to see you. Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was the deal. For me to play your Les Paul, I got to bring the vintage tellies. So.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Nice.
Yeah, you'll lose your mind when you play that guitar.
So now Little Dennis is in here.
Now, little David Ennis. All right, we got both David Ennises in the chat.
There's only one, I think, right?
True. He's got a couple of accounts, though. There's David Ennis and then little David Ennis, I guess.
Yes.
What are you doing on there?
Welcome, Mark Dillon.
Yeah, good to see Mark and Matthew Lamoth. Sorry if I mispronounced that. We met earlier on Guitar Hack stream or two?
Oh yeah. Yes. He is
I thought.
Yes.
Welcome.
Right on, brother. Welcome, man. Welcome to the hangout.
The round table. Yeah, this is most of the round table. We do have a few more. May or may not show up. That's fine. Awesome stuff. Everyone's talking to each other, about Guitar Girl's Rorycaster some more. There we go. Desert Island. 1 guitar, 1 amp, 1 pedal. All right.
1 guitar, 1 amp, 1 pedal.
Yeah, I'm going to put that to you first, R2.
Well, I have to take my Music Zoo Charvel.
Well, does that have one of ours that we already have, or can it be just one that exists?
Or anything?
And is there power on this island?
We're going to assume there's a generator on the island. Plenty of fuel for said generator.
Yeah, absolutely. Wayne, that's a good question, Bruce. Is one that we own or would like to have?
Yes. And high vintage sounds and to 7/8. Hey, Jay.
Hey, Jay.
Lando just says, Ben, I just passed the Trenton en route station twice in the last 2 weeks of August. One day I'll drive into town and say hi. Yeah, dude, I am literally like a mile from the Wooler Road exit. So if you're driving by, let me know. Like, literally, I'll meet you up. There's a Plaza restaurant gas station just up this road here. I would totally love to meet up. Or even I'll meet you at the en route. You know, take me nothing to hit the Brighton exit and back. It'll only take me 15, 20 minutes. So that'd be awesome. Love meeting YouTubers.
Soda Pop says,
he says
R2.
yes.
Oops, sorry, Ben. Go ahead.
Mayhem says, yes, power and a magical guitar store unlimited.
Woo!
Oh.
And what happens when you break a string on this island?
There will be a guitar tech available.
Yeah. Oh, did we not mention Chip Ellis is there in case you have any problems with any of your guitar? If we got the magical guitar store, Chip Ellis is the tech at this magical guitar store, as far as I'm concerned.
Chip Ellis, Mike Shannon,
Well, then
Sean Silas.
Why would you want to take a guitar with you if you're going to have a builder like that on the island? He can just build it.
That's key. I'll say, yeah, that tree over there.
Yeah,
he can build you an EVH guitar out of bamboo.
And I'll have Dave Friedman build me an amp. Powered by coconuts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
I agree.
Jay Hannon, did you happen to hear Thomas McRockland call you a great guitar player on his vlog?
Ooh, Jay, there you go, man.
Yeah, he really loves the way you play guitar, bro.
Yeah, man, little Stevie Vai right there. Awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that was very cool. I'd been somewhat aware of him prior to him coming on for the interview, but afterwards I totally jumped on his social media stuff watching that interview, and he's got a lot of talent, and he's got some cool guitars, that's for sure.
He's the guy that's endorsed by Keithel, right?
Keithel.
Yeah. He's got the headless Keithel.
What does Jay say? Bamboo is my business?
And business is good.
Yeah. Hey, Charlie S. Good to see you. Tie it and MacGyver it. Sure.
Soda Pop says no more Waz crying, R2. Yeah. A lot of Waz crying, brother.
Yeah, you could do a wash shootout if you wanted to, dude. Couldn't you? Quite the wash shootout.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. That's the cool thing about having pedals and you put away for a while and then you bring them back out and you plug them into your pedal board and then stuff happens. There you go, man. That's what wound up happening. The Clyde McCoy went on the pedal board and I started making it talk.
Mm-hmm.
David Stafford says he's got a 64 Fender Jaguar. I'd like to get it appraised. Do you guys have any suggestions? Whereabouts in the world are you out of? Would be my first question. There's quite a few guitar appraisers around, I do believe. No plan on ever selling it. Great grandpa's would like to know what it's worth.
Without looking at it, I can tell you what they're kind of worth. I mean, it's a Jaguar. Although it's from 1964. Jaguars were the Jaguar and the Jazzmaster. The Jazzmaster was the more expensive version of that style of guitar. The Jaguar was, I wouldn't say the junior version, but it was the less expensive of the two. Because it had the single coil pickups and not the full humbuckers. So a guitar like that in good condition probably would be somewhere in the $2,500 range nowadays, I'd say. Maybe a little bit more depending on where you are, but not much more. They're not really as, they're certainly not the same money as a say a 1964 Stratocaster or a 1964 Telecaster.
Right.
Jazz Masters generally go for $4,500 in that price range. In that those years, if it's not a color, you know, if it's a sunburst, you know, if it's a custom color, it might be maybe up to $1,000 more. So maybe, you know, say you have like a candy apple red one or a Sherwood green one or something, you know, some crazy color. It might be worth about $3,500 if it's in great condition. But generally, a Jaguar is not terribly expensive or high priced.
Hey, Paul Guitars. Yeah, especially, yeah, if you get into some of the colors, they can really shoot up in value. But yeah, I totally agree. And he says he's in Wisconsin. Yeah, like if you wanted a visual appraisal, I'm sure there's got to be at least a couple of guitar appraisers in the Milwaukee area. A lot of music in Wisconsin, so I'd imagine as such. Usually there's a lot of infrastructure for that. I'm fortunate enough we have a guitar appraiser in town here, so yeah, it's tied in with a couple of insurance companies and such, so that helps. This gets to the point where some people want to insure all their guitars for the value. So, anyone remember the Phantom guitar with a little ghost in the headstock? That I don't remember.
Hey, Soda Pop. Here's another. Saying no wahs were harmed. Here's another wah-wah that's going to be harmed here. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this before.
Oh, sure.
The Dime Crybaby Custom. It's not the regular signature.
What makes that different?
What wound up happening is, here, I'll pull it out. The other one has the, you know, the knob, that's the selector switch on the side and the little button. This, supposedly, they made this pedal, the Dimebag Custom, for a little while. This is before he passed away. When he passed away, they discontinued these. This was Dimebag's setting in a box already, the way he had it set up. So when you click it, it's the way he supposedly had it set without having to dial in with the Q knob and so forth. So this is the next wah I'm going to be using for the video.
Nice.
Nice.
That goes out to Jay, too. Jay Hannon, Mr. Wah Lover.
Cool.
Now, would you like to borrow my camo Dimebag distortion to go along with it?
You know, I was going to come up with some, you know, some New York snide remark like, what's the custom mean? Does it have like a blood stain on it or something?
It's like the Steve Vai DNA.
Yeah, I'm going to catch hell for that one.
Loogie Flux says, can each of you show your #1 go-to guitar? It depends for me, because sometimes I go with a Tele, sometimes I'll use a Les Paul, or the Kramer lately. The Kramer's been my go-to. So, sure. This is my go-to these days. Probably the most versatile guitar I own.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah. And I blame you, Dave, as well as Johnny and Jay. I was happy, you know, being a fixed bridge player, and then started watching you guys, but I'm glad, because this thing, I love it.
You need variety, man. It's cool to have variety.
Oh yeah.
Different things come out of you when you play different guitars.
That's true.
Yeah, you play differently. Very cool.
Yes, with a D-Tuna. Somebody was asking about that earlier, too. Yeah, I'm loving the D-Tuna. Great invention.
Can you show your #1 go-to guitar? What's everyone's #1 go-to guitar?
Right there. These days, that's crazy.
Wow. Come on, Bruce. You're thinking. What is it?
It's easy.
Probably the same color as mine.
Well, it's the same thing when people were talking about different kind of guitar necks. What do you like better? This is going to have the same answer. I do not specify. I don't go to only one unless I just bought it. If I just get a guitar, that's my go-to for however long I let it go for or whatever the case. But all I can tell you is the last guitar that I played and I've been playing the most lately, doesn't mean I'm going to keep going there, is the Telly. You know, I will, you know, I got ideas to be playing certain things on other guitars, so then I will go pick them other guitars up. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like you were saying, R2 is exactly that. Variety is good, and different guitars will make you want to, you know, will pull different things out of you, I feel. So, yeah. So that's, for me, that's the best I could do for you guys, you know? So, yeah.
No, that's cool because I see all the guitars hanging right behind you over there.
Yeah,
you have the
acoustic hanging on the wall, on the same wall that my computer desk is on, and then over here I have there's another acoustic, but that's Jen's. That's not mine. So I just fix it and work on it and stuff. She plays it.
Okay, Terry. Hope you make it back. And Paul Lewis joined us. Terry's got to go take care of his mother.
Oh, take care.
EJ.
Oh, EJ made it.
Cool.
It says, let's hear the Wolfgang, Bruce.
Hey.
Yeah, that was your go-to for months on end, wasn't it?
It was.
Have you owned it for months?
I had, yeah. Well,
when it first came out, kind of, sort of, right?
I got it April 13th.
You've had it that long already?
Yeah,
I think Bruce was one of the first guys to, in our community to own one, for sure.
Yeah, I ordered it, and I got it from Sweetwater, and I got it. It's, you know, it still wasn't offered. Nobody could get. I talked to Joe Suma. That, I don't know. Within that week, we were talking, chatting, you know, back and forth, Facebook Messenger or whatever, and he was still talking about it was going to be a couple weeks before he got it into his shop, but he was waiting on one. He liked it, you know, because he liked the color. Of course, it's you know,
who doesn't like that color? That's like the best color that they offer.
Thank you. I think it's beautiful. I mean, it's still. I picked it up one day and it just, the sun was hitting it, and I was like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me!" Like I saw something in it that I didn't see before. I thought I loved it, you know, and it just.
All right, enough said. Let's break it out, brother. Come on, let's see that thing.
All right. Come
on.
It's not like you have to travel that far, Bruce.
No,
That's like when Rob asked Dave to pull the shark guitar.
Yeah.
Well, the difference being, you know, I can't walk very well, but he can. Yeah. But still, I didn't want to pull
it. Yeah, that's the real answer.
He'll on Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Well, what part you want to see first?
Excuse me?
The red part.
Yeah. Standard Steve from Boston style. Start with the headstock.
See if I can do it from sitting down. I'm at a weird angle here. Hold on a second. You going to present, or you just want me to bust it out in the...
Oh. Do you want me to answer that? There you go. You're presented.
Oh, wait.
Hold on. Do it slow, man. Slow.
Oh, yeah.
I'm watching it on the replay, man. That's good. That's cool.
I mean, right there. Oh, look at that shiny.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I have a feeling in about a year and a half, Bruce will be in the chat pulling a Steve Andersen. Oh, you got a candy apple red Wolfgang? What's your serial number?
I wish I could. I wish I had.
If you're watching, I kid because I love.
Well, I don't know how many they make, and I don't know as far as the serial number goes if it actually will mark what number this is.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah, see, the number, when I read the number and how soon I got it, I was like, I don't know. I couldn't figure that out, so.
I'd imagine the serial numbers regardless of finish, but it'd still be a lower serial number, right?
I still haven't taken the back plate off yet.
It still has the plastic.
Yes, yes. I still have it on my 2002 Strat on the back plate. I still have the cellophane on there because, you know, that'll get scratched up before the plate will, as far as buckle rash goes or whatever you want to call it.
Nice, dude. That's looking really good on the replay here.
Wait, I'm gonna try to see if I could get a good view of the quarter saw on here.
Yeah, that's nice.
Hello to Tainaka. Good to see you, Ty.
There we go. I got some little.
Hey, Ty.
Jay says you got to put a German Floyd on it, apparently.
What's that?
Jay says you got to put a German Floyd on it.
Of course, yes.
German Floyd, the 250?
Eventually, if you want to, you can.
Right. $250. Is that what that is?
Well, they're a little less than $250. I think you can get one for about $200. But it's, you know, but
gonna get that spark.
It would be a I'm not gonna. I mean, I love the guitar as is, but you know, if you're gonna do any type of improvement to the guitar, that would be the improvement to make, is put a German Floyd on it.
German Floyd.
That would be the only.
That's the only one I would do.
Your pickups are great, man. The rest is great.
Yeah, the rest I wouldn't touch it other than that. If you were going to do that, because I honestly think that the Floyd that's on it they're good. The FR 1000s, they're good. They're good Floyds, and they're on the USA model as well. But yeah, I mean, nothing really beats a German Floyd.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's still, you know, as is, the way you have it right there.
Yeah,
it still rocks. It
rocks.
I love it. That's a great guitar.
I can't believe the neck feels so smooth and nice. It's.
Supervisor says, "Do what Nesdall says." ... Period.
You know what I say?
There was your dog. Yeah.
Nah, I say.
Nice.
Jay also mentions possibly a brass block.
It's a great guitar as is.
On that.
Yeah, you can put a brass block on it as well. Jay's right. That's probably the first thing I would do, is leave the Floyd that's on it on there and put a brass block on.
That would be cheaper than going in.
Yeah, because you know, even if you get, you can find a brass block on eBay for like $30 or less.
The only thing, Bruce, is when you know, obviously you'd have to take your whole Floyd Rose apart, and you have to the intonation again. You got to remember where everything kind of went.
No, it's very easy. It's very easy.
Where basically
put a piece of masking tape over the saddle as it is, as a whole, and then when you loosen it, you loosen all of them at the same time, and just pull it up.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Remember where, you know.
I love that idea.
See, there you go, man. Pro tips.
Yes. And now I'm thinking I got to order a brass block for my Kramer.
Yeah, man, do it.
No, I have 2 custom guitars coming in a week and a half I got to pay for.
Unless you do the Bruce, the 1984. The
1984. Here's the thing about the 1984. They're cool and they have all the things on them that I like. But on a Wolfgang, I don't like the brass fine
brass tuners. Yeah,
I like the black. I like the black looking fine tuners. And I think on a Wolfgang, the newer screw-on tremolo arm looks right because that's what comes on it. On an 84, it's the old collar, like from the 80s, and it's not the same. I don't think that belongs on a Wolfgang. Just doesn't look right to me. Not that people really care about looks, but looks matter for a little bit. You know, a little bit they matter.
Brian Stewart says, "Hey, guitar dudes and dudettes, just got home from dinner. Mother-in-law visiting, just me." I didn't want to say it. So
you guys call them in-laws. I call them outlaws.
Yeah,
it was.
That's funny.
Dry Heat asks, R2, do you have a stock Floyd on your standard?
On my standard, yes, but I did put I grabbed a block from an old Schaller German Floyd Rose, and I put it on that bridge. And
Nice.
Great improvement on it.
You noticed the difference?
Yeah, because I mean the one that comes with obviously the Floyd Rose Special.
Oh, that's the standard, right?
That's the Floyd Rose Special on the standard, and I just I had an extra block. I replaced the block, and I have saddles from that same Floyd Rose I'm going to put on there, but I haven't changed them yet. Right now it's perfectly in tune. Intonation's great, plays great. I played it on that video, but that's the German Floyd Rose block. Because I noticed on that German Floyd Rose block, when I took the screws off, you look down into the threads, it's brass. I mean, it's a nice solid piece of brass in there. I mean, it's not the big block, but it's great improvement from the special, Floyd Rose Special. Absolutely.
Mitch Heyman asks a question. Are the EVH Wolfgang standard electric guitars Floyd Roses fully floating? No, they're not. You can make them float, but they're not. They're sitting on the deck.
Aren't all Floyd Roses EVH Wolfgang?
Yes, they're all sitting on the deck.
Yeah, they're all decked from stock.
7/8, also known as J, would like to make a special announcement here. Floyd Rose Specials are. Somebody make the sound.
Crapola.
Jay, all of my guitars have original Floyd Rose. All of them. German Floyd Rose, top-notch ones. The standard is the only one that I haven't changed yet. I just changed the block. But it works so far, man. I mean, and I own the German Floyd Rose, so
yeah,
I know what you're talking about, brother.
Nice.
Yeah. Mitch Heyman, yes, they can only you can only depress them. You can only go downward in pitch.
Yeah. And that's the way my Kramer is too, and I love it.
Brian Stewart says the Wolfgang pickup in his EVH is sick.
Yeah, he just got a
I
Bumblebee.
agree.
I was going to say, but little Robitussin, it'll get all better.
It's not feeling good, bro.
It's sick. I love when people say it. It's so sick. Really?
Well, there's a fix.
Did you take his temperature?
Yes, I'm very jealous, Brian. You got a Bumblebee. Those are nice. I really dig the Bumblebees.
Yeah, because I was even looking at getting one, at least to match the picture I got.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Look really nice where my candy apple's hanging right now. The Bumblebee hanging right there next to the picture of Eddie playing a Bumblebee. And then I would
Sure.
Hey Bruce, on the ledge there, what is that? Is that a Fender lunchbox? Like an old school lunchbox?
Yeah, it's a vintage lunchbox.
Because I see the handle sticking up a little bit there. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah, I did it on purpose. The lunchbox and be like, what is that? Hold on.
Brian Stewart says it has a fever. Okay, sure.
Give it some honey and whiskey, Dave R says.
Nice.
All right, you want to see it?
Brian says, I'm going to post a sound check in a couple of days once the mother and alien goes home.
Yeah.
Nice.
The lunchbox, it came with stuff in it.
A thermos?
Beat me to it, Dave.
It had like strings, a strap, tuner, picks.
What?
Oh, so it's not like a real lunchbox.
Oh, it is a real metal lunchbox, yeah.
It's metal, but it doesn't have the thermos and all the goodies.
I don't know if you hold on. Here we go. It opens. It's metal.
Nice.
I'm trying to get it to work with lunch in it, but she just won't do it.
Oh, look Look who popped in.
Who the heck is that?
Better late than never, right?
Hey.
Yes.
Right now, you're a big super R.
Yeah.
With a blue dot.
It's still getting sus in. All right.
I was waiting for Bruce to pull out like an old sandwich out of there or something.
All right. No, I'm still a big R on my screen.
Odd. Do you have the camera turned off?
Who, me?
No, not you, Bruce. Rich.
Oh, okay. Because I do have my camera turned on.
Ah, there we go.
There we go.
Gang.
Hey.
Gang.
Hey.
Dave, meet Richie. Richie, meet Dave.
Hey,
Nice to meet you.
what's going on?
So Richie is the co-host of the Thursday show, partner in crime in the Honey Badger outfit, and all around
Blue crew.
blaming me for, let's see, we can blame each other for being broke all the time, because he says, hey, I found this piece of gear. I'm like, hey, if you don't buy it, I will.
Now, let me ask a question. What exactly is a honey badger?
It's some sort of small, as I understand, African badger. They're very surly. They are practically invulnerable.
Surly.
They can get bit by cobras, and rather than dying like most things do, they just like sleep for a while and then get up and like, yeah, whatever. That didn't even faze me.
Oh,
They're hard.
okay.
They're hard.
Oh, it's a real animal. A honey badger.
They're a real animal. They're
Oh,
real
I thought it was an acronym for a lady's
No.
parts.
If you look them up on YouTube, there's some hilarious videos of them. They don't mess around.
Honey, play with the honey badger a little bit. Okay.
I see your honey badgers had a trim.
You're getting a bunch of shout-outs, Richie, from the various people in the chat. I'm guessing you don't have the chat open, so that's okay.
My phone's almost dead, so
No.
I don't have it open.
I'm glad you
Fair
made
enough.
it. Richard.
Well, I fell asleep on the couch for a little bit, and I woke up. No, I should head to bed.
A little power nap ain't gonna hurt nobody.
I kind of feel like I got a second wind. I better go see what's going on in the YouTube world. So here I am.
Let's see here. Someone was saying Richie's a little quiet, so I'll turn you up here once I figure out.
Yeah, he is. He is.
There we go.
I can always scooch a bit closer. And so I've got the mic dined out, so there's no more adjusting up on this end.
All right. Are you using the Fi-Fine?
Oh, you know it, but Fine
I knew it.
microphones. Fine USB condenser microphones made in China by a guy named
People.
Jeff.
Now, come on now.
Jeff or Tony? It was something like that.
Tony is my contact.
Tony.
Yeah, Tony. Yeah. Tony.
I am Tony.
Yes. For those who don't know, we've done one review so far on a Fi-Fine mic, and we will be doing another one probably this week sometime.
In the next several days, I would be thinking.
Yeah, because I can't remember which day you said you were busy and which one you were free.
I think when the 12th, which I think is Wednesday, maybe, or
Okay.
the following week. I don't know. I've got an appointment coming up.
There we are.
Sure.
And we have a repair vid that he forgot to upload this weekend, folks. That'll be up soon.
I tried uploading it, and then I was having difficulties with the software, and then I got very agitated with it, cursed out Apple several hundred times, and then gave up on it. I'll probably do that once we're done here. I'll set that to upload to YouTube when I head off to the sack. Yeah, it kept saying you can only upload a maximum 15-minute video, and my video was 22 minutes. I was like, well, malarkey that you can only upload 15-minute video.
Yeah, that's the limitation of iMovie. But if you just save it on the iPad and then upload directly.
That's what I figured, and then it justifies my cursing of Apple products and their Apple.
But we managed to do a 22-minute video involving Rich and a soldering iron where there wasn't any cursing.
Right on.
There was a couple moments I had to withhold myself pretty good, but
yeah. This is true. Let's see here. You got your new guitar handy, Rich?
It's within arm's reach, yeah. But it's right there in the bottom corner of my screen.
Oh yes. You want to show that off for the fine folks?
Oh, I think I can reach that without even unplugging the headphones.
All right, I will present Rich.
Wait, I spoke too.
Oh, I thought we were gonna hear something fall.
Oh, I see something that's.
I was waiting for the crash.
Gray.
Yeah.
I see a gray guitar. Is it gray?
Where?
I thought it was gray. Maybe I'm just colorblind.
All right, I'm presenting you, Rich. This is just why the show started late on Thursday, for those who missed the Thursday show live.
Oh, look at that.
Hey, yeah, I remember
Nice.
that.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Look what I walked into.
So what designation, what SG is that? What do they call that?
That's the 2014 LPJ, but they come in that really flat, awful looking satin finish. But if you take some turtle wax fine grit polishing compound, you can buff them out to this real nice vintagey looking kind of gloss, which I think is a secret everybody should know about the LPJs and SGJs is if you buff that terrible looking flat finish out, you'll have a really nice worn vintage looking nitro finish, which is what we all want, isn't it? Yeah, I'm really, really happy with it. I had my fingers are actually sore. I've been playing it so much this weekend.
Nice.
The 61 humbuckers. This is my first chance to play guitar with the new Gibson 61 buckers in it, which is a variation on the the burst buckers. So rather than having the slug coil wound hotter, they wind the screw coil hotter.
Yeah.
I can't say whether it's better or worse. I don't know. It's a subjective thing. I personally think it's fantastic. I don't think these pickups would sound super hot in a Les Paul. I will say that. I think they suit an SG great. I don't think they'd be the hottest thing in the world in the Les Paul. But yeah, it's really nice. I've never owned an SG before. I've only played them in passing, and they never really were my cup of tea. Like especially because there's proneness for the headstock diving. The maple neck on this, like if you've thought about SGs before and we're like, yeah, they headstock dive. I don't like them. Try one of these. If you see one in a pawn shop or something like that, and they'll probably be priced very reasonably. Try one. The maple neck solves it. Like it sits like this. You take your hands off it. It sits like this. It's the solution to the SG problem.
Is that
really
Palfero or rosewood?
It is actually rosewood still, back before Gibson stopped using the rosewood and started phasing it out. So you still get a good rosewood fretboard. I'm not super thrilled about that stupid 120th anniversary placard there at the 12th fret. I could go and live without that, but unfortunately that wasn't an option. It was kind of the way the guitar came. So it's not the ugliest thing in the world, but I'd really rather it didn't have it. But beggars can't be choosers. I will say that ding right there. My own dumbass did that. Just after I finished buffing it up, I flipped it over. It was a Byron. I'm like, God, that looks good. I went to go put the pickups back in, and one of the screws caught on the edge of the pocket in the cavity, and it popped out of my hand, and that was one of the pickup screws scuffed that up. So just after I finished giving it a nice buff.
Think of it as a battle wound. It's just giving you character.
It's a character mark. Yeah. It's
EJ asks, he knows I'm a huge fan of SGs. He asked if I've played it yet. Yes, I did. I could barely put it down. It played awesome, even with 11s on it. Wow. And, yeah.
And that
dive, so I actually dug it.
I will say that, too. For having 11s on it, it bends effortlessly. Like, you can still do double octave bends on it without much strain to the fingers at all. It's
24 and 3/4. 24 and 3/4 scale shouldn't be hard with 11s.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The nines,
apparently, people are saying you're still a little quiet, Rich. Can you move the mic a little closer?
And she's cliffhanging now. She's on the very edge.
All right. Well, that's close enough for me.
Unfortunately, Dave didn't make this cajon very well, so the bevel's not straight. So it's kind of difficult getting it right at the edge.
Well, Lando says you don't sound Canadian at all.
No.
So he must hear you.
Nuts to you, bye. Nuts to you. Yeah, so that's
for some. Guitar Girl just said, "Damn it, what'd I miss? You just missed Richie showing off his SG."
But you were watching Thursday night, so you've already seen it.
Yeah, you've seen it.
That just gives her a reason to rewatch it later.
Yeah, I was shocked at how easy that guitar played. Richie put quite the little setup on it. Yeah, no problem bending. And I usually have a problem bending 11s these days just because I've been exclusively playing 9s for, what, 2 years now, Rich?
Because you're a girly man.
Something like that you've started wussing out and getting old about 2 years ago.
What about the fret size, Ben? Did that bother you?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Yeah, they are pretty beefy frets for an SG. That, especially when you start getting up around the 15th, 16th fret, and that I've got really bony little fingers, so it works great for me. But I imagine if you had any sort of like man-sized hands, it'd probably be a terribly difficult guitar to play, especially with 11s on, getting that high up on the fretboard. But I don't have that problem. I got the old Skeletor mitts.
They're beefy, right? But they're not tall, right? They're just wide.
Yeah, they're not a really tall fret, but they're wide. There's a substantial bit of metal there.
Yeah. And Ben was converted. Well, if he ever sells that one, I would get that one. Yeah.
No, I've been a convert. I was never really the biggest SG fan, but I haven't been able to put that thing down since I got it.
Well, and the funny part was
playing it on the couch watching TV unplugged.
Well, you had sent me the link, on Wednesday or something like that. And you're like, hey, what do you think? And I'm like, you know how I feel about SGs. And you're like, yeah, I feel the same way, but look at the price. And I'm like, hey, for that price, we can always make some money off of it.
I believe your exact quote was, well, I've bought guitars that you think were ugly.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. Yeah. I was showing one off earlier.
Which abomination was that?
That was my Kramer with the new edition. You haven't seen the new edition.
As much as I chore-told about that guitar when you first got it, after I got a chance to play it a little while, I was like, yeah, I mean, if I was going to get something like this isn't a bad option.
Yes, but look at that edition on it.
What the hell is that? Is that
it's a toque.
Oh, it's a toque.
Hey, I'm sorry, guys, but Super Fuzz over here is making me laugh. I'm assuming he's talking about Rich. Is he saying something?
Yeah, apparently Super Fuzz seems to be the only person that can't hear Rich, because Lando could. Hey, there's Steve Andersen.
To you.
Steve Andersen from the southern tip of
Vancouver
Island.
And you pause right there.
Southern tip of...
You know, that island is
the southern tip of Rummeister.
Woo! Love that Steve Andersen guy.
I love Guitar Girl says 2 weeks ago, Ben and Rich both poo-pooed my idea of getting an SG. I remember that now, yeah. We basically totally talked her out of it.
Yeah.
Times change.
Yeah. Hey, Jaded Diva Reviews and Tours is here. Awesome. Welcome. Good to see you, buddy. I'm trying to remember what channel we met on. We met on a channel last week.
13.
Channel 13. Let's go with that, yes.
Yes.
All right, there we go. Got the chat going now.
All right. There, I'm going to see if I can get a little more volume out of Richie, because apparently Mitch Heyman's mentioning it too. I don't know. You sound fine.
He is a little bit lower than the rest of them.
All right. I can hump right up here on the chair. But
actually, Mitch was earlier just saying the same thing I say, is that 9s on all my guitars except my Les Paul, put 10s. He's the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know a lot of guys that are like that. They're 9s on their Fenders and 10s on a Les Paul. I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
I'm kind of 11s across the board.
That's what I was going to say. Granted, I haven't tried anything higher than 10s, so I don't know how I would even like them. Maybe I should try them.
It's an acquired taste. It's one of those things. You're not going to like it at all for the first couple of days.
Old Man Dan says he was playing 12s for about a year.
I was actually playing 12s with a wound G for a period of time. And
wow.
The only reason I stopped was I was just breaking so many bloody G strings. Bloody G string.
Stay away from those.
Surely you've got a sound effect for that, man. Anyways, very funny.
Top of that thing.
Yeah, I was finding after about even one show of playing, you could see every single fret. You could see a notch in the string all the way down, and then within the next day or two, it'd snap. And
Lando says he plays fives.
Of course, Lando says that. And yes, Lando, that news about the Leon Center, I'm not too impressed. So you saw my Facebook post.
Yeah.
A61 T-Bird.
What?
A61 T-Bird asks 10s or 10 gauge strings on an acoustic guitar? Question mark.
That's pretty light for an acoustic.
Too light for me. I think you're really not going to get any sound out of that guitar.
Yeah, acoustic I use 13s on, and I think that's even considered like a medium gauge.
Yeah, it's a medium gauge.
Yeah,
yeah. I use whatever Rich uses on his electric, 11 through 48. I think that's what I use on my acoustic.
Yeah, see, I find
light as possible.
That's a little light.
It also depends on the acoustic. If you're playing, say, a parlor guitar or even like a Martin Triple O or some small body guitar, then 11s is okay. Yeah. I wouldn't really go much heavier. Maybe 12s, maybe. But on a dreadnought or a jumbo, definitely 13s because nothing else. Everything else is going to sound very thin on it.
Hmm. Those the 12s that I used to use, the electric jazz strings. I used to use those on an acoustic for a while because the dreadnought I have, it's a really, really dark sounding guitar, and I figured it would kind of brighten it up a bit. It did, but I just found it was just at that line that if those strings were the slightest bit thinner, that the bass response would just completely been gone. So yeah, I couldn't see using anything less than a 12 at the absolute maximum on a dreadnought or their jumbo style. But yeah, 13 or up would be.
Yep. Old man Dan says a jumbo needs 13s for good strumming. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
I agree.
I concur.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got a few more people jumping in here too. We got Islander Winder.
How many people do we have in the chat altogether?
45 right now.
Question.
Nice.
Apparently 45 watching, yeah.
Nice.
Very cool, man. 45. Welcome, everybody. Thank you.
Yeah. If you're new to the channel, thank you for joining us. Please like and subscribe.
Dave R says 46. All right.
All right. Awesome.
I'm not talking right now, Superflies.
Todd Flowers, 11s on all my Gibsons, 10s on my Fenders. See, I even use 9s on my Gibsons.
That's hard.
Fibson.
That's blasphemy.
That's a little light for me for a Gibson.
I mean, Paige even tell you it's the way to go, and Billy Gibbons would tell you you're using too thick of a string, but yeah, it's not enough meatiness on the Les Paul.
Yeah, it works for me. And thank you. I run a 9 through 46 because we tune down a half step, and I'll even do slide with them. It's no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't even raise my action for slide. So
I tried playing slide on the SG earlier. And the tone's there, but she definitely she'd sound much better with the action up a bit. But I'm not sacrificing my action for how seldom I actually do play slides. So
yeah, you've kind of thrown that all over to me, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, you're
like the one band practice. So I've been thinking about the arrangement
than I ever was.
Well, that was the fight. We started covering REM's Man on the Moon. We played it one practice. The next week we go to practice again. Rich looks at me and he says, "Well, I've been thinking about the arrangement," and just hands me a slide. So you're doing the slide part. I'm like, okay, sure. I guess I'm playing slide on this.
Italian coffee.
Yes, Lando. He says I see 47 watching. That's like 30 American.
Nice. You got to do the conversion rate there.
Even as
I see 50 people watching. We just hit the big 5-0. Wow.
Hey, A64 T-Bird has a great question.
I was just about to read that one myself.
Dave, how particular are you on the gauge of string and the size nut in the nut slot? I have my guitar sent to my tech who dials it in perfect, but I want to try a lighter gauge string. Well, that's the cool thing. The problem is when your string is too big for the nut slot. So I would much rather have a smaller string in a slightly wider cut nut slot. It just it's not going to go out of tune. It's not going to get stuck in the when you're bending. Your strings will not go sharp. They won't get kinked in there. I wouldn't go very wide, but you can go a gauge or even two. So if you have your nut slots, boy, that sounds so freaky. If you have your nut slots cut for 11 gauge strings and you want to go to a 9, I think that's okay. I wouldn't go any higher in gauge. I wouldn't cut your nut slots for any larger gauge string. It's very hard.
I know, man.
Especially when you're on a show with Johnny Beane, because everything you say turns into, anything you say turns into something funny.
You got to be careful with the double entendres with it.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Got a couple of requests here. I got do I raise my action for slide? Guitar Girl asks, no, I don't. And Jason Wade says we should mention the Namm Gofundme, which is a good idea because Richie and I are trying to get to Namm. We're halfway there. If you're able to donate, that's awesome. There's a link down below, GoFundMe, for to get Richie and I to Namm. We also have another GoFundMe for the Friday night meet and greet for YouTubers, where we have a suite rented at the Hilton right next door to the convention center. Thank you, Captain Smith.
Snazzy.
And I see Cheddar did make it. Hey, Cheddar, we were talking about your Strat video earlier.
Yes, Cheddar.
Very cool stuff.
Sorry, Super Fuzz here says Nesdall's a genius. Do not do what he says. Don't cut your nut.
It's very important. Critical even to not cut your nut.
No, seriously, I was going to ask Dave the question of, here, by the way, this is an R3. I know Dave Nesdall showed me
his R2.
Yep.
It's R2. I think this is an R3.
It is.
Nut. For all those people that don't know what the R2 and R3 and all, there's different kinds. Obviously, there's R2, R3, 4. There's sizes.
This one's smaller. My nut is smaller than his. Oh.
But I wanted to ask you. You noticed that the common sizes for the common Floyd Rose guitars are the R2, R3 nuts. Have you seen any guitars with the R4 or R5?
Yes. Yes, I have. Kramer Berettas from like 1985, original ones, they usually were R5 nuts.
That's what I was wondering. I've heard about that.
If you ordered one, I have one here that was a special order that someone ordered, but they ordered it with an R2.
Yeah.
So I love the R2. I love 1 5/8 inch.
I've heard that.
It's it's a really, really good guitar. But I've had several that were R5, and the R5 it's an inch and 3/4.
The spacing is thicker, right? I mean,
it's wider. It's wider. It's an inch and 3/4. Like most Charvels.
Okay.
Most Charvels are an inch and 3/4. It's too big for my hand. That's why I like most of my guitars are R2. Some are R3, but most of them are.
I heard of Kramer's. I've heard of Kramer's having the R5, and I was just curious to see if your guitars...
like back in '85, most of the Berettas were R5.
Cool.
Nice. Excuse me.
So here's a question much better for the rest of the panel than myself. 9 Fathoms is asking, $120 for an Ernie Ball Wolfgang style guitar. Good deal. My rule of thumb is a name brand guitar for $120 is a good deal any day of the week, but to the guys that know more about these particular shaped guitars,
I'd jump on it if it's playable.
What kind of guitar is it?
so it's he didn't specify a model. He said an Ernie Ball Wolfgang style.
What Ernie Ball Wolfgang?
So it sounds like it might be an imitation of a Wolfgang?
Yeah, it sounds like it's an off-brand, like maybe an OLP. OLP made inexpensive versions of that guitar.
All right.
Official licensed product?
Even so, $125. Worst case scenario is you part it out and make money. If it's not a great guitar, you know, take it apart, sell the body for $50, the neck for $50, the tuning pegs for $25, the pickups for $30 or whatever, the bridge for $15, and you've made some money.
There you go. See?
There you go, 9 Fathoms. There's your answer from the panel.
There it is.
There we go.
I'm surprised Ben doesn't have a Wolfgang. Because, I mean, if you really look at the Wolfgang, Ben, it's a telly style. I mean, the body.
It's kind of a telly and a Les Paul.
Half telly, half Les Paul.
Les Paul. There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and what drove me away was I saw that Floyd Rose, and I didn't know there was such a thing as a non-floating Floyd Rose. You know, because I gave up on trem systems 20 some odd years ago because I couldn't keep my guitar, you know, when I was palm muting, whatever, I couldn't keep it in tune. So I gave up on it. Now, thanks to the knowledge I've gained over the last 7-8 months, I totally
got
want
a Kramer with a Floyd Rose.
I have a Kramer with a Floyd Rose. I will be getting a Wolfgang at some point. Apparently, Cheddar has to leave again, so thanks for tuning in a bit, Cheddar. Thank you.
Thanks for stopping by, Cheddar.
Yeah, I can see myself having some kind of a Wolfgang in the next 12 months. It's just a matter of time.
If they keep popping up locally for like $450 for the standards, then I'm sure it's only a matter of time before you have one. Like, what's that, 3 in the last like month or so that have popped up?
Yeah.
One of them
and you got you got to keep in mind too, guys. Like the Wolfgangs that sell for like $450, $475 US, those things are over 700 here, Canadian. Yeah. Between exchange rate and then then they shaft us with the extra charges.
You guys get ripped off over there.
We get shafted.
Hey, Ben. Lando's. Sorry, Lando's.
Yeah, the scam site. Yeah, they were showing Gibsons for $88.99.
I saw that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's that's a
and he ordered 9,999 guitars.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
No, but that was a good video, Landon.
Yeah, the $79 Squire, or for $10 more, you can have a Gibson.
Yeah, but you gotta realize people see that and they'll fall for that scam, man. I'm glad you put that video out. Seriously, I mean, there's people out there that will jump on that thing and see a Gibson Les Paul for $99. Come on, man.
I don't know how Facebook isn't stopping that.
Guitar Hack says I need a Wolfgang and an SG. Keep spending my money, Guitar Hack.
There we go.
Yeah. We all need at least one of everything.
Showman Blues is here.
Hey, Showman.
Hey, Showman.
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 Hello.
Newman.
Very cool. Well, let's see how we doing on time here. Well, I think we should probably wrap things up. We've gone a couple hours here. I think Richie just cracked a Red Bull, no less.
No. Just cracking a pin.
Oh, okay. Grabbing a pin. Good. All right. Well, I want to thank, let's see, left to right on my screen. I want to thank Mr. BHB, which I still haven't seen photo ID proving he's Bruce.
Everybody
Dave Nesdall.
It's
always
all
a pleasure.
allegations at this point.
Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Hearsay and
R2R3. Love you, brother.
Thanks,
that
bro.
birthday hangout was fun for sure. Richie,
Thank you, man. That was awesome.
You know I love you, buddy. Yes, yes. So if all you hang on the line, I want to thank everyone that tuned in tonight in the chat. I think we said we had 50 people watching at one point. Thank you very much. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you're not, or new, old, young, whatever, please leave a thumbs up. Greatly appreciated. Helps every little bit. And I want to thank all the great questions tonight. We had some funny comments as well. Love it. And as usual, as I always say, hold those doors open. Let that guy in ahead of you in traffic. Do good things. Good things will happen to you because karma is real. And I want to have everyone have a wonderful and safe and happy long weekend wherever you are. If it's not a long weekend, well, good luck at work tomorrow. And we'll see everybody.
You have to work tomorrow.
Yeah, I got to work tomorrow. Yeah. Joy. But at least I'm getting time and a half, which buys me more gear. So there we go. So everyone have a great night, and I'll probably have something up tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have the Sean Silas volume pot installed. So check it out.
Woo!
Cheers.
Sean Silas.
Bye, folks.
Bah!